In my previous video, I talked about how Eric Trump and the Trump family disrespected Veterans Day by claiming that he and their family made just as big a sacrifice for America. During that video, I mentioned the fallen veterans of this country's military, and a lot of them, actually all of them, were African American. And apparently someone who watched this video didn't like that at all. His name is Mike Hawk. Trust me, I believe that that's a fake name too. I believe he's nothing more than just another troll on Twitter. Especially considering the fact that if you see this man, what he is, he says he's a Christian, a father, a patriot, a businessman, a journalist. He works for a Bally sports analyst, a CBS sports radio host. He's a gun enthusiast, an NRA for life, and obviously, if you can see from his picture, he's a Trumper. Now, his comment to me on my Twitter page was, "Clifford, you only thanked black veterans, you racist thug." You're right, I did mention black veterans. Because, honestly, I think our country ignores the sacrifices and the service of African Americans for this country's military. Now, people don't mean to do it at all because of racism, but because I don't think people actually think in those terms. A lot of African Americans served our nation the same reasons that any other race in this country does, but a lot of people ignore it, or a lot of people don't even acknowledge it. But I find it very, very funny that this is coming from the very same person who posted this on Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, even to the suckers and losers. Obviously echoing what Donald Trump said while he was president of the United States. Now, this guy, Mike Hawk, obviously is a Trumper. He's a hateful person. He's a racist. Whatever. But it shows to me that his priorities are about me mentioning African American servicemen and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for God and country, while he says absolutely, positively nothing about what Donald Trump said on Veterans Day. This tweet right here this post on Truth Social. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the human scum that is working so hard to destroy our once great country, and to the radical left Trump-hating federal judge in New York that's presiding over, get this, 2 separate trials that awarded a woman who I've never even met. You know what? I'm going to stop right there. So what I did was oh so wrong, but what Donald Trump did was oh so right. Mentioning Memorial Day just once, and then going into his spill-thick rage about how everything's rigged against them, everything's against them, everyone wants to see him in jail, which we do. Now, what I did was oh so wrong, oh so evil, oh so this, oh so that. But what Donald Trump did was just fine. You okay with what Donald Trump did? The man mentioned Memorial Day just once in this little tirade of his. Not to mention the fact that his son, Eric Trump, did what I showed you yesterday in my last video before this one. How he mocked Veterans Day and mocked the sacrifices of our veterans on Veterans Day by claiming that he and his family made sacrifices that day. The fact is this. I did what I did because I honor the service and the sacrifice of African American servicemen and women who have been overlooked for far too long. I gave out names. I gave out what they did to earn those medals and what they did when they died in service of God and country. Guys like Mike Hawk here repeat what Donald Trump said. Happy Memorial Day to all the losers and suckers. That in itself should earn him a smack in the face. But someone on YouTube commented on my video yesterday, and it was probably the most perfect comment I can think of for people like Mike Hawk and the Trump family. Those who have no honor or valor steal it from others. That's what Mike Hawk is. That's what Donald Trump and the rest of his stinking, destructive family are. Thieves. They steal the valor, the blood of our country. They stole valor. They're stolen valor, actually. If you want to get really down to it, they want to act all patriotic and everything else, but when it comes to actual patriotism, showing respect for our veterans, showing respect for those who have died in service of God and country, they show nothing. Now, I've looked at Mike Hawk's Twitter page. I haven't seen a single one of his posts that show any kind of respect to our veterans, whether they be black or white or anyone else. Nothing. All I've seen is nothing but racist, bigoted, unpatriotic crap that spews from the worst part of America. The part that Donald Trump has tapped into. So, Mike Hawk, you want to talk about me? You want to debate me about this? Go right ahead. But I guarantee you, boy, you will lose. I have respect for our military, all of our military. I just mentioned African American veterans because people like you don't care about them at all. If you're interested in proving me otherwise, let's debate. Face to face, video to video, whatever. Let's do it. And as for you, Donald Trump, at the time I'm doing this video right now, the deliberations have begun for the jury in the New York City trial. I don't know when that verdict's going to come. It may be tomorrow. It may be a few days from now. It may be next week. It may be in a couple of weeks. As I said before, I don't expect Donald Trump to be convicted. I expect a hung jury, which is probably what's going to happen. But the fact is this, Trump. You can bellyache, you can bitch, you can piss, you can try to drag Joe Biden into this just for your campaign BS. But in the end of the day, you brought this whole thing to yourself. You can blame the deep state, you can blame the dark state, you can blame Darth Vader, you can blame the dark side, whatever you want to blame, but it's all on you. You put this on yourself. Not Joe Biden, not the Democrats, no one else. Just you. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. You're the one who put yourself into this spot. No one else. And it's time to pay the piper. Now, again, I don't expect him to be convicted. I expect a hung jury. I will be surprised if he gets convicted on one of the charges. I will be thoroughly surprised. However, we all know what you are, Trump. You're a whoremonger. You're a cheater. You're a liar. You're a thief. You're a terrible man. You're a terrible president. And it's all been exposed. Live with that. Before there can be peace, there must first be a great suffering. The greater the suffering, the greater the peace. Right now, Trump, you're suffering. But the peace is coming when you're in the jail cell. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.